I'm like pleading, like I'd fallen into drugs at this point, drugs and alcohol, anything to numb the pain, because I was so far away from my soul.
Yeah.
So I was doing all the things, and I just remember breaking down one day on my hands and knees, like, there's got to be something else. This isn't it.
Yeah.
This isn't it. And, you know, it was a painful year and a half, but because the agony was so deep, it forced me into thinking there had to be another way. And so it led to a sequence of experiences where I had to, again, jump into the unknown. So I left. I was making all this money, but I left the company. And I just was like, my friend was like, yo, you want to move to Miami, start a company? Funny enough, we actually attempted to start an ad agency. Yeah. And all I heard was, you want to move to Miami? All I needed was another pathway, just so I could feel like I was in motion towards something else that may be the right direction. And so I was like, fuck it. So I moved to Miami, and magic. This is where, man, I still wasn't spiritual at this point. I still didn't believe in God necessarily. I didn't believe in religious beliefs. I wouldn't even consider myself agnostic. It was like,
wow, yeah, really good point.
Yeah, no beliefs. I was like, but I was jumping metaphorically off the cliff time and time again, and things just worked out. And so I moved to Miami, landed in this incredible apartment, and there was a lot of darkness that was happening around that time, stemming from unconsciousness and unconscious behaviors that led to a lot of hurt for me and others in my life. And it was a dark time, because when I landed in Miami, I was still like addicted to drugs, really. Doing a lot of MDMA, cocaine, alcohol, just hanging out with groups of people that were doing that. So I was like spiraling down. But this is the same time that I also found Aubrey Marcus and Fit for Service.
Wow.
And so as I landed in Miami, it was actually the first day of Fit for Service.
Wow.
Yeah. And so there's like a golden thread throughout the sheer darkness. Wow. And I would go to these meetups and meet these beings. I'm like, finally, I'm not alone. Finally, there's other people like me.
Immediate resonance.
Yeah. Although I felt so isolated from everyone, and I didn't know it at the time, but I just had so many wounds. I'd built up all these protections, and many of them were like very emotionally mature.
Wow.
And like established beings in society already.
Yeah.
I was one of the youngest. So that was challenging, but I made some really good friends there. And then fast forward to, must have been October. No, the end of September 2019. I went to Sedona. It was like the third meetup, and I encountered this incredible being. We started to date, and she had been in like a 7-year fiancé-ship, whatever you call that.
Yeah, almost marriage.
And we met, dude, and she's like, I gotta break up with him. And
damn.
Yeah, and she came to visit me, and in Miami, I went to visit her in Canada, and then I moved to Canada.
Yeah.
And so this was one of the most pivotal parts of my life, because she came in, and as soon as I met her, I got back from the retreat, I went sober.
Nice.
So it was like, as I reflect, I'm like, I don't know if I would have been able to make it out of that hole that I was diving into if something didn't come and save my life, truly.
Wow.
And so we met, and we had this incredible next level spiritual awakening together. And
wow.
Yeah, I was able to see certain qualities about her gifts and her sensitivities. And I didn't know this at the time, but I was seeing it with my own gifts.
Yeah.
And so this is the beginning of really stepping into my power. Didn't really step into my power until another year later, but it was the beginning stages. Yeah. And she had this incredible awakening, and I had an awakening, and she fully activated her psychic abilities. And so her guides, her higher dimensional guides, became our mentors. Wow. And I moved to Canada, COVID hit, and her guides became our teachers, bro. This like collective consciousness of high priestesses from the Pleiades. And I would ask questions all day, every day about consciousness.
Incredible.
And she'd just channel it all. So we were having this incredible awakening together.
Wow.
During COVID. And about we were like flying through past lives every day. We'd meditate for hours, just crazy stuff, dude.
Oh, I love that.
And we did a 4-month dieta with ayahuasca.
Wow.
And so that was deep into the medicine world. And so 1 year later from that, we broke up. 1 year to the day, pretty much within a couple days. We met in Sedona, broke up in Sedona 1 year later.
Yeah. Wow.
Powerful chapter.
Powerful.
Yeah. So that was really important. And then, I had a little bit of an overdose after that from the pain in my heart.
Mm.
And then I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? And all this stuff. And along this journey, miracles just kept happening. Just kept happening. And actually, when I met her, I started listening to this body of knowledge, this text called I Am the Word. And it was like hearing for the first time everything I'd been needing to hear, and knew that it was coming. But it was like my heart was yearning for these words to put into place everything I'd been feeling as a soul. And it's like I couldn't really live until I received those words. And it like reframed my whole knowing of the world and higher power and divinity. And it just like saved my life. And it came right at the time that she did too.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important things in my life, because perhaps it's the age of my soul and just this knowing that there was something, and not being in that knowing was literally driving me to death. I would have died. I would have kept going if I hadn't have received that light that I knew was there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is it?
Yeah.
And then it was revealed to me. I was like, oh.